What is going on, guys? So this is the first video in my new garage. So if you didn't watch my last video, I moved. I got rid of the shop and now I'm in here. So this is my garage at my apartment, and while it's a lot smaller, it's attached, so I should be able to get a lot more work done out of here. Now, as you can see, the lighting in here is really garbage. This garage isn't really made to be working on your stuff in, if I'm gonna be completely honest. So I've got one small little bulb up here, and then the light on the garage door opener over there, but there's no way to turn it on, and it turns off automatically after the garage hasn't been open for a while. So I already have my lights set up and mounted and everything, and it's the same lighting I had in the last shop because I had to mount lighting in there as well. Now it's a much smaller space, but I wanted to show you guys that. Let me show you my setup. Now this is sort of temporary. I have it plugged in, the same plug that the garage door opener is plugged in, because there's only one other outlet in here besides that. I've got one of my LEDs mounted over here, and the next one a little bit closer over here, and then the wiring goes down here, and it actually goes into a power strip right there, and then that cord goes back up there. So the reason why I went up and then back is so that I could use the switch on the power strip as sort of like a light switch setup. Now, as you can tell, it's sort of janky because this wire is too long, and then it's actually a light on the end of it. This is just what I had available now, so I need to go get another extension cord that is the correct length, so it'll hang up here, and then you'll also see that I have another extension hanging out of this one for this light, because this one requires a grounded connection, or a whatever it's called when it's all three. So that's also temporary as well. I'll get a small extension cord to bridge that gap. So those are my lights, and here it is with them on. So that is much better. It's funny, these three lights in here, that's actually the first time I've turned it on, so I can actually see what it looks like. These three lights in here were the main lights that were lighting up the shop, but in this small of a space they light it up so well, which is pretty nice. It'll be nice to work in here with everything being well lit. That was always a problem. I was too cheap to go buy more lighting for the shop, so I sort of had to deal with what I had. But now in here, I've got plenty of light, and it's middle of the night right now and you would never know. As you saw just now, it's sort of a mess in here. I've yet to set everything up. Need to build a workbench for over here, and this is all garbage that I've accumulated sort of setting stuff up. I got some stuff from Harbor Freight to sort of clean up in here, but I think I'm going to do a little bit of organizing and get rid of all this trash, sweep the floors and stuff, and then I can get setting up the new garage. So I know in my last video where I had wired this car, people told me to add more cats to the video, and this little kitty happens to love the garage here. My older cat, he won't have anything to do with the garage. He's all freaked out, but she loves this thing, and she's all over my car. It's hilarious. So I guess she's the little shop kitty. She really enjoys it. Before having the shop away from home, she could never come hang out in the garage with me. I got this place cleaned up. Almost just stepped on my cat. So I got this place mostly cleaned up. Now I can just sort of sweep the floors and then throw it on my mats. I sort of have stuff tucked back in the corners, back to where it'll sit underneath the workbench once I have the workbench built. And also this thing, that's getting thrown in the trash as soon as I get a workbench. So I got these things from Harbor Freight, mostly honestly to keep the floors clean, because I don't want to destroy them and pay money for that. Now they're not perfect already, so it's not that big of a deal, but they'll be nice to have regardless, if I can figure out how to open the damn things. So my dumb self just realized I'm probably gonna have a pretty tricky time making a 3x3 square when each package only comes with 4. So what I'm probably gonna end up doing is going and just buying another package, which will give me 4 more, and then I can fill on these and it'll be 4x3, and that'll sort of take up all the space in here and keep the floors nice and safe. So that is nice and now my feet will be anti-fatigued. Last video I rebuilt this old Mac toolbox, and obviously the lower looks real nice. I don't think it was ever used as much as the top piece was, and these handles are painted black, and it looks pretty good. Now the top piece has these handles. I pulled them all off already, obviously, but they have like this nasty chrome on them, and it's chipping and it looks like garbage. So I took them all off so that I can sand them all down, and then I'm going to paint all of these black to match the bottom of the box. And I think it should clean up the whole look of this box a whole bunch, make it look not so haggard anymore. So last night it was super late when I was working on this stuff, and I got a little tired and didn't complete it, so I'll end up doing that later today, stripping these and painting them black. But for now, I want a workbench, and I want to get this done before it gets late, because this is an apartment and I'm trying to not make too much noise. And basically I want to span that wall and then L over here, because otherwise I feel like this will be sort of wasted space unless I put a shelf there. But I'd rather have the workspace to put my drill press down and stuff. So this is about 7 3/4 feet, and I want it about 2 feet deep. Not crazy deep so it doesn't take up too much space, but deep enough to still work on. But I sort of want to have a walkway here still, so I think what I'm going to end up doing is going at a 45-degree angle here, and then across, and then L. So basically I should be able to do the whole workbench top out of a single, 4x8, and then I'll have to get 2x4s to frame it out. So I'm going to do the math in my head and figure out how many 2x4s I'm going to need, and then I'll just need one single 4x8 for the top, and I'll have plenty extra in the end to throw in the trash, I guess, or get rid of. But yeah, I'm going to go make a run in the dad wagon, the WRX, down to the Home Depot down the road and go get all the supplies I need. So there's the basic shape of the workbench. Now I just need to screw it all together, but I'll probably add right here like a cross brace so that there's not a big area without 2x4s under it, because that's getting like that, as I've said for the 10th time. I made it to where there will be a little bit of overhang, so I have something to clamp to on the edge. I didn't do that on my last workbench, and it was a mistake. So basically the wood will come out like an inch further than this, so I can actually use clamps on and stuff, and that should make it a lot nicer to work with. But yeah, let's throw some screws in there and start adding legs and stuff. So I got it all screwed together, and I got all the legs attached, and I say this every time I work with wood on this channel, but it sucks. I hate it. But now I can flip it over, put it on its legs, lay the top on it, screw that down, and trim that down to size as well, and then I'll be done. Whew, I'm sweating like crazy though. That was super sketchy. Sorry, I know this stuff isn't very exciting and I'm not recording a bunch because it's pretty tedious, but measuring and cutting and running screws in. All right, I'm back. Got all this finished up. So I just cut that piece, and that one needed trimmed. That one at an angle. And here it is, all smooth out. The lines are nice and flush. I mean, as close as I can get them to be, pretty much. And there she is. So I wanted this angle out so that I could still have like a good sized walkway here. I didn't want to, because otherwise it was going to come out to right here basically, and then you have to squeeze through this small space. And it sort of opens it up a bunch, and leaves the walkway area sort of easy to get through while still having plenty of workspace around here. So I'll probably end up mounting my, or just putting my drill press up here somewhere. And then the welding cart unfortunately won't fit underneath here. So I'm gonna have to figure out some sort of solution with that. Since this toolbox isn't staying here, I might just end up putting it right here next to the toolbox. But we'll see. So I'm gonna try to get some of this stuff organized over here and clean up a bit, because now I have dead tree carcass dust all over the place, and that needs to be cleaned up. So let's get it looking good in here again. Now that I've got it sort of cleaned up, well, I was gonna paint this, but apparently there's no pin inside the sprayer. Lovely. Let's see if I can make some work. Ingenuity at its finest, boys. Gotta use a paper towel to keep it because it's spraying out the back too, but she works. Maybe not. Okay, I lied. Didn't work. What is wrong with these paints, man? Luckily I'm just spraying plastic handles and sprayed on thick enough it's sort of smoothing out, but this is like the worst can of paint I've ever seen. So they dried and I just clipped them right back on, and I'd say that cleans up the look of the box, especially overall, quite a bit. Now it's much more cohesive looking. For the amount of effort and cost, which was zero because I had paint sitting around, I'd say that was worth it, because they look quite a bit better now. I'm actually going to pull these top true drawers out now, and since this top is bent in, I'm going to take a hammer and try to hammer it up. That is all wet with something, I have no idea what that is. But try to make it flush again. I'm going to leave the top on there so that I know how far I can sort of hammer it up. But yeah, I'm going to do that because I'm not happy with this giant space down here. Definitely not perfect because it's all wavy still, but it's definitely better now. At least stuff won't be able to sort of slide in there and get stuck, and it looks a little bit better with it sort of sitting flush on there. I'm just sort of cleaning up in here, getting everything ready to go, and it reeks in here of like expired paint, I guess, from that spray paint I used, and it is so unpleasant. So 0 out of 10, do not recommend. But it's coming along nicely. Still got plenty of stuff that needs to go in the trash. I need to put that door on this car finally, because the door on the car has a big old dent in it. I got this with the car. I've just been lazy, I guess, for 2 years. So I need to put that door on so I can get rid of the other one, because now I'm limited on space. So that's taking up quite a bit of space. And then get rid of the lamp and stuff and some other random crap. But it's coming together. I got all sorts of new tools here that need to be put away. And I might build some shelves or get some little drawers or something to put under here. I'll probably put a trash can under the corner, because I definitely need one of those in here, and not having one, it makes the mess accumulate very quickly because I have nowhere to put anything. When I moved in here, we had to pull a bunch of stuff out of my toolbox here in order to lift it because it's so heavy, and I sort of just stacked it up on the top here when after I moved it all in because I was in a hurry. So I'm gonna pull all this stuff out, clean out the top. That was sort of one of my pet peeves at the shop. The top was always such a mess and I never was able to use it for anything. Like I have this top drawer here. This is sort of my junk drawer where I keep different kind of tape. I've got this in here. I've got like razor blades, RTV, zip ties obviously. That's sort of my junk drawer, but the top also turned into like my junk shelf, I guess, and I don't want that. I want that to be nice and clean so I can actually use it for stuff. Stuff like my impact gunner drill I can set up there, I guess. So I'm gonna try to clean this off and get it nice and organized. And this box actually had some, this box that I bought had a bunch of skateboard grip tape, which sort of gives me an idea for the Porsche. I'll let you guys leave your comments down below and guess what my idea is for that, but I'll probably end up going through with that. I need a new tool in order to do everything that I want to do for that, but that should be pretty exciting, and it should clean up the interior, there's your hint, quite a bit. But yeah, let's get to cleaning up this top shelf. That is looking much better. I put my chargers up there for my bigger impact cordless drill. I got some tape up here that gets used, some new safety glasses so that I actually use them. I'm actually going to put I have latex gloves I'll put up here too. And then a light that gets used relatively often. So yeah, that is looking much better. Now I just need to make sure I keep it like that. These can go up here, and this can go in my mouth. So yeah, there's my shop pretty much, or I call it a shop. My garage pretty much set up to how I want it. I still have a bunch of stuff over here that needs sort of put up, thrown away, organized, that sort of thing. But this is it for the most part. Obviously that's not going to be there. That's all going to go away. That should get organized. That tub won't be there, so I'll have all that space to sort of work in as well. But I'd say that's pretty reasonable for a one-car garage at an apartment. I'd say that it's a pretty good amount of space that I'm happy with. Good amount of workbench space, plenty of space for the toolbox, plenty of floor space, more floor space, and then the car. So I'm super stoked about this. I still have some things like my socket drawer is a mess. Like if you look at my wrench drawer, it's nice and beautiful, right? With the Kaizen foam. I haven't done anything for my socket drawer, so don't look at that because that's embarrassing. So I got these organizers. I might make a video on these, see if I can make those work. They're really cheap, but they will probably work better than the Kaizen foam. I haven't done it out of the Kaizen foam because it's too hard to cut circles out of, but I'm getting distracted here. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe button, and leave me a comment. And that's gonna be it for today. Peace.